The couple saw their neighbors frantically packing to evacuate. They stepped outside in confusion only to find everyone fleeing in panic, as if doomsday had arrived. Though Jason didn't know what was happening, he decided to err on the side of caution and get his family out immediately. Midway, they spotted the evacuated neighbors doubling back, deepening the mystery and putting the family on edge. When gridlock traffic forced them to stop, they discovered the only exit was blocked by military barricades. Helicopters blared warnings about a sudden outbreak in town, ordering all residents to return home immediately. Jason instantly knew they were under full quarantine. Just then, debris rained down, as the family looked up to see dust clouds on the cliffside.
And two fighter jets
hovering overhead, the jets streaked directly toward their town. Amid screams, the planes unleashed bombs.
And Beth suddenly understood.
Returning home as ordered would have meant certain death.
As the jets wheeled around toward the fleeing crowd,
the horrifying truth dawned. The military intended to exterminate everyone. Spotting the hillside school,
Beth urgently guided her family uphill. With bombers closing in for a second pass, their desperate sprint barely outran the shockwaves
as they scrambled toward the school.
Battering open the bomb shelter, they heard the jets screaming closer.
Just as the hatch sealed, then explosions rocked the world above.
What virus could possibly warrant such extreme measures?
Jason's family was puzzled but resigned to settling into the bomb shelter.
Fortunately, the shelter held vast stocks of expired food,
staying the trio for months.
Beth's face darkened as she examined her palm, cut while sealing the hatch, not knowing if the wound
might carry infection. But survival demanded immediate focus elsewhere. Jason secured the hatch with heavy chains.
Their underground refuge was now locked tight.
Life underground proved grueling. Their diet consisted solely of monotonous canned rations.
Water came murky from a contaminated well. To pass time, they played cards and hide-and-seek. The isolation fostered an apocalyptic delusion.
The daughter was first to crack under the strain. How long must we stay here? She pleaded.
Jason offered hollow comfort, having no answers. When the virus fades and nature recovers.
That's when we'll emerge. 300 days passed in waiting. The daughter repeatedly used her mother's periscope to scan the world through vents. Only bomb-scorched desolation met her gaze.
No signs of life. The barren landscape taunted her with doubt.
Are we the last survivors?
Beth soothed her. Your friends must be hiding
somewhere safe, like a... One day, the daughter found an empty can.
A knot hole in its base revealed a thief. Beth discovered 12 ravaged cans. 2 weeks, rations vanished. The loss struck them
physical blow.
Beth glanced back at the vent. Probably mice sneaked. Seeing his daughter's downcast expression, Jason quickly comforted her. Don't let small setbacks ruin your mood. If needed, he'd scavenge for supplies when food...
That night, the girl was playing blocks with her mother.
When faint scratching sounded behind them, a mouse had slipped in again, nibbling canned food.
Jason brandished his dagger, ready to slice the pest.
The rodent darted toward the vent opening. Beth suddenly smacked it flat against the wall. Before celebration, acrid smoke filled the air, the knocked-over oil lamp igniting. Jason burned his hand on the searing metal cap. As heat intensified, the lamp's cap flew off,
spilling fuel that erupted
in flames. Beth tore down curtains of smoke.
Jason pumped well water to douse the fire.
Their combined effort finally extinguished the blaze. They found their terrified daughter under the bed, only to see her frozen, staring at smoke, seeping through the vent, certain to give away their hideout. All held their breath in terror. Jason whispered reassurance. Darkness might cloak the smoke. They endured the night in dread.
Miraculously
undisturbed. At dawn, Jason checked the periscope and froze. Its lens was coated in soot.
In other words, as the smoke drifts out, soot will settle around the vents.
To avoid detection, the couple decided to risk going out to handle it.
After unlocking the chains, they listened carefully.
And after confirming no movement outside, they worked together to open the hatch,
leaving their daughter alone to guard the base.
But after a long wait, her parents still hadn't returned. So she stepped onto a stool and checked outside with a refracting telescope. Soon, she saw her parents camouflaging the entrance. But as the view shifted, a dark shadow suddenly flashed in the distant woods. The daughter shouted a warning to her father about what was behind him.
However, the distance was too great for them to hear. In desperation, the little girl ignored her fear,
climbed the stairs, and emerged through the hatch door.
Only then did she realize her parents were nowhere in sight.
As the girl anxiously called out, a large hand suddenly reached out.
It was her parents hiding nearby.
Before she could speak coherently, a herd of wild deer suddenly charged past them. Though they avoided the deer, Beth felt no relief.
The deer seemed to be fleeing from something,
prompting the family to
back into the bunker.
Jason blocked the entrance with planks and secured the hatch with chains, adding multiple locks before urging everyone to stay quiet.
Jason held his breath, listening intently for outside sound. Clear footsteps echoed from above.
Whoever it was seemed suspicious, pacing back and forth.
The terrified daughter cried silently as Beth whispered, "Don't make a sound.
Don't make a sound.
If we are found, we are all doomed." Jason rushed to distract his daughter.
This calmed him down gradually, while Beth kept her eyes fixed on the vent, her unease growing stronger by the minute. Suddenly, a violent crash came from above, followed by heavy footsteps. Jason followed the sound and came to a halt right beneath the hatch. Cold sweat beaded on his forehead. His worst fears were coming true. A tremendous force slammed.
The intruder above seemed certain someone was inside.
Blow after blow rained down, ripping the chain brackets apart.
As the door began to give way, Beth gritted her teeth and
lunged up the stairs, pulling the chains with her full weight to bar entry.
Yet the cover continued to inch open. Then, a pair of glowing green eyes peered through the gap. Their daughter screamed in terror. Just in time, Jason wrenched off a water pipe and jabbed furiously through the opening.
The force against the cover abruptly ceased. They resealed the entrance, though the footsteps retreated.
Jason couldn't stop. No one imagined the outside world harbored not just cold-blooded soldiers,
but savage monsters as well.
The family sat despairingly on the stairs.
Their location, now compromised. More monster attacks could come at any moment. Soon enough, cabinets in the storage room rattled faintly. The heavy footsteps multiplied rapidly, like an army marching overhead. They converged at the entrance, launching a furious with force multiplied tenfold. The sturdy door crashed down, its impact resounded. Countless pairs of eyes appeared at the dark entrance, causing Jason's family to recoil in terror. They could do nothing to halt the invaders' advance. He hurled an oil lamp and blocked the storage room.
But this barrier wouldn't hold for long.
Just then, their daughter spotted a ventilation shaft leading to the surface. Jason frantically smashed it open and pushed his wife and daughter upward with all his strength. But when his turn came, the narrow opening prevented Jason from squeezing. As creatures threatened to breach the room, he violently wrenched his own arm. Seeing this, Beth summoned every ounce of strength to pull her husband out.
Just as Jason nearly emerged, massive boots finally stomped through the flames. Grabbing and restraining.
With escape impossible, Jason urged his wife to protect their daughter.
Before being violently dragged back into darkness,
Beth and her daughter desperately lunged toward the shaft, hearing violent struggles below.
She knew her husband was buying them precious time.
Fighting back anguish, she forcibly pulled her daughter away, but soon realized something was terribly wrong. The highway to freedom now stood blocked by towering concrete walls. Suddenly, a helicopter approached from a distance. Caught in the searchlight's glare, they found no escape. A massive net descended, trapping Beth and her daughter. Through the mesh, she saw green-lit silhouettes.
Only then did Beth understand.
These monsters were soldiers in protective suits. But mother and daughter were
now at their mercy. One soldier produced a large syringe and plunged it into their necks in turn.
As inky blood was drawn, a soldier declared them infected with the virus. At his command, all soldiers raised their weapons, ready to execute the mother and daughter on the spot. It turned out that during the initial outbreak, many town residents were already infected. The airborne virus was highly contagious.
And typically, the infected remained unaware of their condition. The military resorted to the most brutal,
yet effective method to contain the virus. Realizing the soldiers wouldn't spare even her daughter, Beth, in her rage, dark veins began emerging across her face. But before she could act, a soldier suddenly gushed blood. Jason had survived and arrived. His veins bulged, eyes bloodshot, possessing several times his normal strength. Clearly, Jason had entered a mutated state from infection, but he couldn't withstand the gunfire. Finally collapsing,
he gasped for breath.
Amidst the chaos, Beth and her daughter,
free from the net. Soldiers fanned out to search,
unaware
that Beth had now also mutated.
After swiftly dispatching several soldiers, she was shot, collapsing onto a car hood. Her hidden daughter witnessed this. Extreme rage triggered her mutation. She lunged and tackled the soldier, preparing for the brutal killing.
Beth stopped her, refusing to let her daughter become
a monster.
Calming the girl's emotions.
The girl's facial veins receded, restoring her human appearance. The soldier wasn't so fortunate. His face shield shattered,
unknowingly contracting the virus. Unfortunately, Jason was too severely injured at this moment.
After tenderly stroking his daughter's face, just then, another helicopter approached. Beth had no choice but to flee onward with her daughter.
After navigating through piles of abandoned debris,
they stumbled upon a concealed underground tunnel. Suddenly a beam of light shone on them. Squinting at the approaching figure,
They recognized the neighbor's little boy.
Following him around a corner, they discovered a basement entrance, where familiar faces greeted them, revealing numerous survivors sheltering there, forced to live like moles in darkness to survive.